Ever wondered what it feels like to hold the fate of the world in your hands? Picture this, it's the height of the Cold War, a time of palpable tension between two superpowers, the Soviet Union and the United States. The world watched, breath held, as these two nations engaged in a dangerous dance, each threatening the other with the ultimate weapon of mass destruction, nuclear warheads. In the midst of this standoff, a quiet player entered the stage, the B-59 submarine. A Soviet vessel, it carried the power to unleash untold devastation. Its mission was simple, to stay hidden beneath the waves, ready to strike if the command came. On board were men who knew the gravity of their task, who understood that their actions could change the course of history. But little did they know, their mission would soon put the world on the brink of nuclear war. Imagine being under the sea, cut off from the world, and having to make a decision that could end it. This was the chilling reality for Captain Stanislav Petrov and his crew on October 27, 1962. On board the B-59 submarine, they were in the deep, dark depths of the Caribbean Sea, far removed from their homeland of the Soviet Union. Suddenly they lost all communication with Moscow. In the midst of the Cold War tension, the silence led the crew to believe that World War III had begun. The B-59 was armed with nuclear torpedoes. The power to ignite a global catastrophe rested in the hands of Captain Petrov. His orders were clear. If war had started, he was to retaliate. But with no confirmation from Moscow, a heavy dilemma weighed on Petrov's shoulders. Should he launch the torpedo, or should he wait? In a world where protocol dictated action, Petrov decided to wait. What does it take to be a hero? Sometimes it's the courage to defy orders. In the claustrophobic confines of the B-59 submarine, Captain Stanislav Petrov was faced with a decision of monumental proportions. The protocol dictated a retaliation in response to perceived threats. But Petrov, gripped by a chilling fear, chose a path less trodden. He defied orders, opting for a cautious wait-and-see approach. The tension was palpable. The air in the submarine was heavy with trepidation. Every tick of the clock reverberated through the silence, amplifying the suspense. The crew waited with bated breath, their eyes glued to the instruments, scanning for any signs of an impending war. Petrov's defiance was not born out of rebellion, but from a deep-seated desire to preserve humanity. His decision, as unconventional as it was, effectively saved the world from a nuclear devastation. As they resurfaced, the world remained at peace, oblivious to the catastrophe they narrowly avoided. So, why does a story from over 6 decades ago matter today? Well, the aftermath of the incident was a mixed bag for Captain Petrov. Initially reprimanded for his actions, he later received recognition for the critical role he played in averting a nuclear catastrophe. The significance of Petrov's story goes beyond the Cold War era, resonating in a world still brimming with nuclear weapons. It underscores the importance of individual decision-making in high-stakes situations. In an age where we often feel swept along by the currents of geopolitics, it's a potent reminder that individuals, not just policies or systems, can make a difference. It teaches us that judgment, wisdom, and the courage to question can be our strongest safeguards against disaster. In a world that sometimes feels teetering on the brink, Petrov's story offers hope. In the face of annihilation, one man's decision to question, to wait, saved the world. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, humanity can prevail.